All right, let's take a look back in history to the year 2010, when the U.S. Senate passed the biggest overhaul of financial regulations since the Great Depression. The Dodd-Frank Act, a top-to-bottom rewrite of rules governing Wall Street firms, was ostensibly intended to prevent a repeat of the economic calamity from the 2008 credit crisis that felled Lehman, Bear Stearns, and Washington Mutual. The bill at its core created a mechanism for liquidating failing financial firms, created a council of watchdogs to police economic threats, and created a consumer bureau at the Fed to monitor banks for mortgage lending abuses. The House of Representatives approved the bill June 30th, followed by the Senate on July 15th. And a few days later, on July 21st, in a splashy bill signing ceremony, President Barack Obama heralded the new rules as providing the, quote, strongest consumer financial protections in history. Now, measured against the Wall Street excesses that had just kneecapped the global financial system, some analysts said Dodd-Frank was too soft. Financial companies, of course, felt the law was too strict. And Obama's signature simply started the clock on years of partisan wrangling and lobbying to water down many of the provisions. After years of chipping away at those legislative measures and slow-walking the regulatory changes, critics of the bill, they finally got to take a real swipe at it in 2018 when, a little more than a year into President Trump's first term, Congress passed a massive rollback of key tenets of Dodd-Frank, including raising the bank asset threshold in a way that absolved companies like American Express and SunTrust from higher compliance costs associated with being considered too big to fail. And now tomorrow, on the 15th anniversary of Senate passage, Congress is holding a hearing to discuss, quote, the lessons learned and the road ahead for Dodd-Frank. A curious, if not apt, title, given that a decade and a half later, major provisions are still being contested, and believe it or not, other provisions have still yet to be rolled out.